Hello, beautiful souls. It's Alicia with Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts, and I'm here today to cover part 2 of our Soul Contract series. In part 1, we talked about people who became some of our greatest teachers. We acknowledged the wound. We looked for the lesson. We released what we were ready to release. And we begin calling our power back home. Tonight we are going deeper. If you haven't done part 1, I invite you. You can stay here this evening with us, or you can go back and it's the video just before this one on Facebook. It will be on Facebook for a few more days, and then it will always be over on my YouTube channel underneath Appalachia Gypsy Healing Arts. Tonight we are going to talk about what happens when you recognize the lesson, when you've recognized what you've learned from that lesson. Saying, I understand what this relationship revealed within me. I no longer want to carry this agreement forward. Tonight we are talking about revoking and releasing a soul contract, a vow, a promise, or an energetic agreement between yourself and another person. So what do I mean by a soul contract? I want to begin by saying that a soul contract is a spiritual belief, a spiritual framework, but you do not have to believe literally that two souls sat down somewhere before birth and signed a contract. You do not have to believe that. But for some people, that understanding resonates with them deeply. For others, it may simply represent the emotional or spiritual agreements we carry within ourselves. This can be promises, vows, expectation, loyalties, patterns, obligations that we feel we have with another person. It can also look like a belief. It can also look like a program. There's things we consciously or unconsciously decide we have to keep doing. Maybe somewhere along the way you decided, I will never leave this person. I will always take care of them. I will always save you. I will wait for you. I will carry this because of this person. I will love this person no matter what it costs me. Or perhaps the vow was never spoken out loud. Maybe it was, I have to keep everyone happy to prove that I am enough. I have to earn love. I cannot say no. Believing that someone else's needs matter more than yours. If I set a boundary, I am selfish. If I leave, I'm abandoning them. If I forgive them, I have to let them back into my life. And that is not true. Tonight we are asking, does that agreement still belong in my life? I want to say something before we begin. Breaking a spiritual contract does not replace real world action. If a relationship is unhealthy, unsafe, spiritual work can exist alongside practical boundaries, distance, professional support, or whatever steps are appropriate for your circumstances. Recognizing someone as a spiritual teacher does not excuse harmful behavior. You do not have to decide that someone hurting you was divinely required. You do not have to decide that. You do not have to be grateful for mistreatment. You don't have to forgive before you're ready. And you certainly do not have to reconnect with someone in order to prove your healing. Tonight isn't about changing another person. It's about changing what you choose to carry. So, what if the contract was the lesson? Sometimes we spend years asking, why did this person come into my life? Or, who did I become because I finally chose myself? Maybe the relationship taught you boundaries. Maybe it taught you to trust your intuition. Maybe it's taught you to stop rescuing other people. Maybe it taught you that love without giving love back can become self-abandonment. Overgiving and not receiving back can become self-abandonment. Maybe this lesson has taught you to speak up for yourself. Maybe it taught you to walk away. Maybe it showed you an old family pattern that needed to end with you. And if you have learned the lesson, maybe you don't need another chapter of suffering to prove that you've learned it. Because we can heal, we can grow, we can choose our choices, we can set healthy boundaries. But what if the other person isn't doing that alongside of us? We have graduated the lesson, but they have not. You can honor the teacher without remaining in the classroom. You can keep the wisdom without keeping the wound. And tonight, if this resonates with you, you can declare, the lesson has been received. The agreement has served its purpose. I choose differently now. So we're going to do a ceremony this evening. And I invite you, if you want to stay, to stay. If you're watching this after the live, you can pause it now and take a few minutes to gather some things, to find a comfortable seat, to grab a journal and a pen or a glass of water. You can light a candle or a stick of sage. But I invite you, more than anything, to grab a small piece of paper and a pen. And on that paper, you may privately write the person's name, their initials, or simply, this agreement I am ready to release. You do not have to show anyone. You do not need to tell anyone about this ceremony or about what you're releasing. This is between you, your heart, and the divine. And remember, you are in control of the ceremony. If anything becomes too heavy, too emotionally overwhelming, open your eyes, look around your room, feel your feet against the floor, breathe normally, and return fully to the present moment. You do not have to relive your trauma in order to release this old agreement. Now, if you want to join me now in this healing ceremony, I invite you to place both your feet firmly against the earth. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and again, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Allow yourself to arrive completely in this moment. Divine Source, creator of all that is love, truth, wisdom, and light, we invite your presence presence into this sacred moment. Mother Earth beneath us, hold us, guide us, ground us, strengthen us. Help us remember that we are supported as we release what no longer serves us, what we no longer choose to carry. We call upon the East, the direction of air, breath, clarity, and new beginnings. Bring clarity of what is ready to end and visions for what is ready to begin. We call upon the South, the direction of sacred fire, courage, and transformation. Give us courage to release what has completed its purpose. We call on the West, the direction of healing waters, emotion, surrender, and release. Help us gently allow old grief, attachment, and pain to move. We call upon the North, the direction of earth, wisdom, strength, and grounding. Help us stand firmly within our truth. We honor the above, divine wisdom and guidance. We honor below, Mother Earth, supporting and grounding us. And we honor within, the sacred truth that lives inside each of us. We welcome our loving guides, angels, guardians, healed and loving ancestors, councils of light, and all high vibrational beings aligned with divine love, truth, healing, and our highest good. Surround the ceremony in divine protection. Let only what serves love, truth, wisdom, and healing enter this space. May everything released tonight be released without hatred, without harm. May what belongs to another remain with them. May what belongs to us return home. And may each of us remember our divine sovereignty. And so it is. If you're ready, I want you to close your eyes. Place your hands open in your lap, relaxing your body. Imagine roots extending gently from the bottom of your feet into Mother Earth. Breathe. Feel your body. Feel your heartbeat. Feel yourself here in this moment. Quietly say, I am here. I am present. I am grounded, and I am within my own energy. I belong to myself. Take another deep breath in through your nose, releasing through your mouth. Now gently bring the person or relationship into your awareness. You don't have to visualize their face. You don't have to remember every detail. Simply acknowledge there was a connection between us. There was something I experienced through this relationship. And now ask yourself, what did this relationship teach me? Maybe the answer comes immediately. Maybe it doesn't. Either is okay. Take a moment of silence here. What did I learn about my worth? What did I learn about boundaries? What did I learn about my voice? What did I learn about my intuition? What did I learn about love? What did I learn about myself? What am I no longer willing to repeat? I invite you to place both hands over your heart. I acknowledge this connection. Repeat, I acknowledge what I experienced. I acknowledge what I learned. I honor the person I have become through my healing. I keep every piece of wisdom that belongs to me. Now, I give myself permission to complete the lesson. Take a deep breath in, releasing. I give myself permission to complete the lesson. Now take a moment and think of what you may have promised, consciously or unconsciously. Perhaps it was, I promised I would never leave. I promised I would always save them. I believe I had to carry their pain. I believed I was responsible for their emotions, their happiness. I believed to show love, I had to sacrifice myself. What vow am I living by? Now you might want to take a moment here to write on your paper. Don't judge whatever appears. Simply acknowledge it. Then say, I see this agreement. I understand how it once influenced my choice. And now I have the right to choose again. I want you to sit a little taller. Feel your feet beneath you. Put a hand on your heart and the other over your solar plex. And take a deep breath in and repeat slowly. Repeat slowly. From the sovereignty of my own heart, my own mind, my own body and spirit, with free will, I consciously choose what I carry forward. I revoke every vow, every promise, every obligation, agreement, or spiritual contract connected to this relationship that no longer serves my highest good. I release agreements made from fear. I release agreements made from guilt. I release agreements made from shame. I release agreements made from abandonment. I release agreements created through the belief that I had to sacrifice myself to be loved. I revoke the promise to make myself smaller for another person. I revoke the promise to remain silent to keep the peace. I revoke the belief that another person's healing is my responsibility. I revoke the belief that forgiveness requires access. I revoke the belief that compassion requires self-abandonment. I revoke the belief that I must continue suffering in order to complete this lesson. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Release through your mouth. Then say, what was chosen before can be chosen differently now. I choose differently now. Now, if you've wrote something on a piece of paper, I want you to take it and hold that piece of paper between your hands. Imagine that this piece of paper represents the old agreement, not the person, just the agreement. You are not destroying another person. You are not controlling another soul. We are changing our own perception. Hold that piece of paper at your heart. Say, I acknowledge what this agreement represented. I acknowledge what it taught me. I acknowledge the person I have become. This agreement no longer governs my choices. This vow no longer defines my path. I release my participation in this pattern. I release this participation, sorry guys, my speech impediment, participation in this pattern. I release it. And when you are ready, tear that up. Tear that piece of paper. Pause and listen to the sound. Look at the piece of paper and breathe. The lesson remains. The wisdom remains. The agreement ends with me. Now open your hands and imagine the other person standing at a comfortable distance from you. You do not need to hug them. You do not need to forgive them right now. You do not need to invite them closer. Simply allow them to stand on their own path while you stand on yours. Then say, I release responsibility for your journey. I release responsibility for your choices. I release the need to change you. I release the need for you to understand me before I can move forward. I release the need for you to apologize before I can reclaim my life and find forgiveness. What belongs to you remains with you. What belongs to me returns to me. Take your path, it is yours. My path is mine. I release you from the role you have occupied within my healing story, within my journey. I now release you. Take a deep breath in through your nose, releasing through your mouth. I invite you to place both your hands over your heart. We are now calling ourselves home. Say, I call my energy back to me. From every conversation I replayed, from every argument I continued inside my mind, every unanswered question, every moment I waited, every moment I hoped they would become someone different. Every moment I questioned my self-worth. Every moment I abandoned myself. Every moment I gave away my voice. Every place I left pieces of myself trying to hold this connection together. I call myself home. I call my voice home. I call my intuition home. I call my confidence home. I call my courage home. I call my peace back. I call my joy home. I call my love home. I call my power home. I reclaim myself now. Deep breath in through your nose. Take that in. I reclaim myself now. I invite you to gently shake your hands or move your shoulders. If it feels comfortable, brush your hands back and forth, down your arms, releasing that energy. Brush away from your body. You can brush away from your chest. Do this again till it feels a bit better. Do it again and say, I release, I release, I release. Now place your hands back over your heart. Feel yourself, not them, yourself. You are home. You are whole. You are worthy. Repeat, I belong to myself. My body belongs to me. My energy belongs to me. My voice belongs to me. My choices belong to me. My future belongs to me. I choose who has access to my life. I choose what behaviors I accept. I choose where my energy goes. I can love and still have boundaries. I can forgive and remain disconnected from you. I can have compassion and still say no. I can bless someone's journey without walking with them. I no longer abandon myself to maintain connection. I choose relationships rooted in mutual love, mutual respect, mutual truth, mutual responsibility. It flows back and forth. And finally, I choose me. Take one final deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now I want you to imagine yourself completely surrounded by bright, divine white lights. This is your light. You are loved. Repeat, I honor the lesson. I keep the wisdom. I release the wound. I revoke the agreement that no longer serves me. I release myself from this vow. I release the other person from the role I no longer need them to play. I call my power home. I reclaim my worth. I reclaim my voice. I reclaim my life. I choose what comes next. And if this soul contract, vow, or agreement has filled its highest purpose, I declare it complete. It is complete. Whenever we release something, I believe it is important we consciously decide what we want to place in the space we've created. So put your hands over your heart and say, where there was obligation, I choose freedom. Where there was fear, I choose peace. Where there was confusion, I choose clarity. Where there was self-abandonment, I choose self-love. Where there was silence, I choose my voice. Where there was unworthiness, I remember my worth. Where there was an old contract, I create a new commitment to myself. I will not abandon myself to be loved. I will listen to my intuition. I will honor my boundaries. I will protect my peace. I will choose relationship where love can exist without losing myself. Divine Source, thank you for holding us within this sacred space. Mother Earth, thank you for grounding us as we release and begin again. We give gratitude to the east, the south, the west, the north, to above, to below, and within. To our guides, angels, guardians, healed and loving ancestors, councils of light, and all beings of divine love and truth who have stood here with us. May every agreement released tonight remain released according to each person's free will and highest good. May the wisdom remain. May the lesson integrate. May the wound continue to heal. May what belongs to another remain with them. May what belongs to us return home, cleansed, whole, and restored. May we no longer confuse suffering with loyalty. May we no longer confuse self-abandonment with love. May we no longer believe that boundaries mean we have failed. Give us courage to choose differently. Give us wisdom to recognize old patterns when they return. Give us strength to honor the boundaries we have established, and give us compassion for ourselves as we learn a new way of being. Tonight, we do not leave this space empty. We fill it with love. We fill it with truth. We fill it with peace. We fill it with self-worth. We fill it with divine light. And we fill it with the knowing I am allowed to move forward. I am allowed to choose peace. I am allowed to choose myself. The lesson has been honored. The wisdom has been received. What has completed its purpose may now be released. Thank you. So it is, and so it shall be. Before we finish tonight, take care of yourself. Drink water. Eat something grounding if you need. Journal what you have felt here tonight. Take a shower or cleansing bath. Step outside and put your feet on the earth, in the dirt. And most importantly, don't feel like you have to figure everything out tonight. You may notice thoughts, dreams, memories, emotions coming forward. Just simply observe them. And always come back to the question, what am I choosing now? Because breaking an old agreement isn't only about what you're leaving. It's about what you're creating from this new space. Tonight, you have chosen yourself. You have seen your worth. You are choosing your voice. You are choosing healthy love. You are choosing to set healthy boundaries and choosing peace and choosing freedom. Honor the lesson. Keep the wisdom. Release the agreements. Reclaim your power and choose what comes next. You have the power to create the energy around you. Where are you focusing that energy? Thank you, my friends, for joining me in this ceremony. I love each and every one of you, and I invite you to remember how powerful you are. Thank you guys, and see you next time.